Hey everyone, welcome to my tutorial on making an origami krill. So this is the krill or the dark dragon from Sky game. I had designed this model some time ago but didn't get the time or the motivation to make the tutorial till now. So let's get started. So as you can see, it's a modular origami consisting of 4 body parts and 1 head. So totally we need 5 squares of paper to make these individual body segments and then the head. So here we have 5 sheets of paper. So let's start with the body segment. So for the body we need to make something similar to the fish base. So first we need to make this diagonal line. So starting with the square, we fold it along the diagonal like this and crease it sharply. And then what we're going to do is on one side we're going to fold it up like this and then fold these edges to the base. So fold this like this till the end here. And similarly open this up and fold this other end to the base here. Like this. And so as you can see we have these 2 folds, and now we're going to bring both of them together like this, and the top triangle we are going to keep it upright like this. So make these creases as follows, and then you can squeeze this top part so it aligns with this tip here. So once that's done, it should look like this. And for the top part we are going to again fold it, but instead of folding it outwards we are going to fold it inwards. So keep this part outside, and now these 2 edges we're going to fold it to the center base here. So fold this like this. And then open the fold and fold the other side. So once that is done, it should look like this. We again have those 2 creases, and now what we're going to do, it's slightly complicated. We are going to fold these 2 inwards like this, but instead of creasing it hard here, what we're going to do is lift up the model, and we want to fold it outwards. So what we'll do is this tip, this top triangle part, we are just going to fold it down a bit like this, like a hood, and then fold the rest of the part backwards. So you can see it will form a crease like this. When you squeeze these 2 ends back, it will form a hood like this, and we are going to try to align that fold with this center fold here. So I'm just opening up this crease a bit, then folding it like this. So you can see there's a hood here, and the remaining part is down. So I have roughly aligned the pump here to the bottom here. And then once that is done, what we're going to do is we're going to squash fold these 2 segments together. So you can see this is the outer segment we had folded earlier, and this is the inner one, and we're going to squeeze them together and crease along this edge. So once it's done, it should look like this. So you have the 2 tentacles and a tail part, and this is the part we're going to use to connect the next segment onto this. So now we need to repeat the same with the remaining 3 squares. So 1 square we'll keep it apart for the head, and we are going to repeat the same process with the remaining 3. So let me show it one more time. So for one of the sides we lift up the flap and then crease the sides to the center like this, and for the other side we are going to fold it inwards along the base. And then once this is done, we are going to fold these two parts inwards, but then this top flap we want it to project out, so we're just folding it a bit outwards like this, and then you can align the top part here. Like this. And once that is done, we are going to fold these two parts together like this, so that the top part and the outside part meet together, and then just crease the center and fold it in half like this. Like this, and then repeat the same with the remaining two. This part, if it's okay if it gets a bit smushed, since anyway it's going to be covered by the next module. So then once we have the 4 modules, we can move on to the head. So now coming to the head, we are going to start with a swan base. So let's fold the diagonals and then along the both halves too. So first we'll fold along the diagonals, this, and then we're going to fold it in half, both horizontally and vertically. So then we are going to squash fold these two sides so that we have a diamond like this. So this is a swan base. Now from the swan base, let's make the proper swan base. So we'll fold these two edges to the center. And then we're going to open this up and then squash fold the sides to the center. And then we can fold it down like this. Now repeat the same on this side. So once that is done, it should look like this. We have a kind of a kite shape. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get one of these flaps down like this, and then we'll turn it over and we are going to fold it in half this way like this. So we have 3 flaps on the top and 1 flap below. So you can see 3 flaps here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make these 3 flaps into kind of triangles pointing towards the center. So we want a head shape similar to this. So we're going to make these 3 flaps point towards the center. So for this, either we can bring this flap down like this, and then fold it towards the center like this. So we have a crease here, and then we're going to open this up and make that crease inwards. So open this up and make the crease inwards like this, and then fold it down. Similarly on the other side, we are going to first make a fold like this, and then make the fold inwards like this. Like this. And now the top part, we can again make a fold coming down like this. This crease, and again open it up and fold it inwards. So like this, and then we can make these side folds come up like this perpendicular, so that we have the head shape. And for the bottom flap, maybe you can fold a bit of it inwards, so we have the entire flap like this, fold it a bit inwards like this. So now our head module is also ready. So now, since all the modules are made, let's start assembling it. So first we'll start with the body modules. What we want to do is get two modules like this, and we're going to push this tail flap into this particular wedge between this outer flap. So you can see, you can lift it down a bit, or you can just put this flap inwards like this and then push it all the way. So you can see it's fixed like this, and we're going to repeat the same with the remaining two body segments. Get this tail part, the outer flap, and then push it into this inner wedge here. Lift it down a bit, and then you can push it in. Like this. And repeat the same for the last module. So then you can see we have the body, and what we're going to do is we're going to make the long tendrils or the tentacles. What you can do, you can shape it however you want. You can make the folds on the leg part like this, folding it upwards and then outwards, so that it becomes like proper legs. So once that is done, it should look like this. You can see it looks sort of like a centipede, and these tentacles you can fold it however, whichever direction, so you can make them much more shorter or a bit skewed, however you want it to look. So once that is done, the body is done, and it should be able to sit like this. Yeah. So now we can assemble the head piece onto it. Again, we just need to push this extended module into the wedge this, open the wedge a bit, push it in, and this front part either you can lodge it inside this part here. So lift this part like this and just bring it apart a bit and just fold it in. So like this, and you can fold these extra parts. So you can see here there's a bit of extra part. You can fold it inwards along with the tentacles so that it becomes smooth. And at any of these points, if you feel like you need to use a bit of glue, you can use it. However, I prefer to just make the folds without using any glue. And in case you're having difficulty in pushing this long part, you can reduce here. Again, the bit which we reduced, you can reduce the length like this and then push it again inside. And then these head mandibles, you can make it however you want. So once that is done, it should look like this, and you can position it however, maybe more towards the front or a bit more upright like this. So there you have it. That is the origami krill model which I have designed. Thanks for watching.